Well, it is Mickey, and I'm here with another episode of Birding and Nerding, and I am out here at Jenny Lake right now, which you can actually see behind me, right over there, and I am here because I am heading up into Cascade Canyon, and it should be beautiful regardless of birds, but there's always plenty of different birds in there. I'm seeing so far a lot of the same faces around here: yellow-rumped warblers, mountain chickadees, robins. Heard my first Swainson's thrush for the season, so that was nice. And there's going to be a lot more coming up. But really quick, if you want to support me, I have links down below, and it means the world to me, and thank you so much. But yeah, without delaying anymore, we are going to go explore Jenny Lake and Cascade Canyon in Grand Teton National Park and see what kind of birds are out here. So for roughly 2.5 miles, I'm going to be going around the lake and then up to Inspiration Point, which is arguably the most popular hike in Grand Teton National Park, which is why I'm started so early. I want to kind of beat the crowds because I'm not really much of a crowd person. So this should put me there before a lot of people, hopefully before the boats start getting there, and that way can have this trail a little bit to myself, which I always enjoy. But yeah, a lot of people, if they want to go up into Cascade Canyon or Inspiration Point, they'll skip this by taking the shuttle boat. There's a shuttle boat that goes right to the base, so it cuts the hike down to about half a mile, and so it eliminates 2 miles. So some people will hike in and take the, well, I hear ruffed grouse, but I don't see it. It's way back there. So some people will hike in, take the boat back, vice versa, one or the other. I am just doing the whole thing because the boats are not running this early, and also get to see more birds. So yeah, if you want to do this hike, that's just a helpful little tip. And then once I'm on top of Inspiration Point, it's a really easy hike back into Cascade Canyon, and that is like some of the most stunning mountain scenery you'll ever see. So definitely looking forward to getting back there. So far I have not seen a lot, just that photo of the yellow-rumped warbler I got. Also have been hearing a lot of ruby-crowned kinglets, which you've heard, more yellow-rumped warblers, chipping sparrows back there, and first western tanager of the season. So definitely some new things coming out, and a lot of good stuff. So we are going to see who else is hiding back here. So just got that red nape sapsucker tapping on that tree. That was pretty awesome. Also heard a Wilson snipe down below. The Jenny Lake Trail goes above the Moose Ponds Trail, and down at the Moose Ponds there was apparently a Wilson snipe doing a lot of calling. So got that one too. So a lot of good stuff starting to come out. It's only going to get better. So let's keep going. So thus far, a lot of the opportunities have been a little limited, and that's because they're up in the canopy. I can't really get a good look at them, especially looking into the sun. Also, they hang out farther back, like way off trail, and that doesn't look fun to hike through. So haven't seen a whole lot yet, but as we start to gain elevation, as we get closer to Inspiration Point, we'll start getting more elevation and not be like on the ground level with a lot of things. We'll have a little bit of a rise, so it should start to get a little better. But some of the things I have started to see are golden crown kinglets. There are a few of those out. Red-breasted nuthatches. Hammond's flycatcher was just calling back there. So there's definitely a lot of diversity, and I expect to get a lot more, so let's keep going because yeah, once we start getting into the canyon, that's going to get really good. And that's really the whole point of this hike, is I wanted to be in Cascade Canyon. So yeah, we'll start making our way there, and shouldn't be too much longer now. Okay, so just back there, we did get that Swainson's thrush, and then swimming right by, next to the Swainson's thrush, was a common merganser. So that was a nice little pair, and something to see along the way. I'm trying not to take so much time along this trail, because I really want to get up into Cascade Canyon while it's still early, while a lot of birds are active. Might not be the last time I do this hike this summer, but we'll just see. So anyway, yeah, trying to get there a little bit quicker, so try not to stop for too much unless there's something really worth stopping for. Yellow-rumped warbler in that aspen tree, that was just too pretty to pass up. And so is that. Okay, so I just crossed the runoff from Hidden Falls, which is along Cascade Creek, and definitely worth stopping at. If you haven't, I didn't, because I've seen it and I want to get up into the canyon, which is what I'm starting to climb up now. But if you haven't seen it, here's a picture. So now I'm climbing up Inspiration Point. There's definitely some elevation gain on the way to this spot as I neared the falls, but now it's a lot of up over some rocky terrain up to Inspiration Point. And then once I'm up there, it'll turn back into an easier hike to get back into Cascade Canyon. So I'm gonna climb and then we'll be there. That was like the biggest chipmunk I've ever seen. Clearly, animals back here get fed. Don't feed them. That's not good for them. And they know how to get food. So you're basically putting their lives in danger by feeding them, because then they become dependent on sympathetic people who don't know that they can get their food without any help. So yeah, don't feed wildlife, any kind. So obviously made it up to Inspiration Point, which you saw is a highlight of the park. It's a really pretty view, and I usually don't come here because it gets so crowded, which is why I'm coming early. If that way looks pretty sketchy to you and you don't really want to do it, there is a back way, and I'll probably go out that way because typically that trail gets a little clogged with people that probably shouldn't be hiking it. So I'll probably just sneak out the back way and then connect with the main Jenny Lake Trail on the way back that I took up. So I'm in Cascade Canyon now. I do know that peregrine falcons nest on those cliffs behind me. I just don't know exactly where. No one's ever showed me. Better said, I've never asked anyone. So I do hope to find them. Best case scenario, I'll hear them calling at some point. But yeah, heading back into Cascade Canyon now. It's nice and quiet. There's 2 people on the trail ahead of me. I don't know why it's so crowded. But yeah, they're a little bit ahead. And started a new eBird checklist because technically this is a different trail. And so far it's been a little quiet. As you saw, it was quiet going up. Maybe a yellow-rumped warbler or two. I'm hearing a couple of yellow-rumped warblers. Also heard western tanager back there. So haven't seen much yet, but at the same time, once we get into the canyon proper, it'll probably get a lot better. I am still making my way into the mouth of the canyon, so there's a lot more terrain to cover, and it is going to get pretty. If you've never seen Cascade Canyon, you'll want to check this out because this is one of my favorite canyons that I've ever been to. It is absolutely stunning, and I always love an excuse to get back here. So we're going to keep heading back and see who else pops out. Normally, I don't try to get footage of something that's so absurdly high up in a tree, but I do love me a good flycatcher, and that was the first one I've seen. I've heard some back on the Jenny Lake Trail as we were approaching, but that was the first one I actually got to see, so that was nice. And did get a little bit of footage of it flying, which was always good too. So yeah, seeing a few more things back here, and I will continue on. There's also been, I don't know how you pronounce it. I've heard people pronounce it both ways, but McGillivray's warbler. I've also heard McIlvray's warbler. So heard a few of them, so that's nice, but I haven't seen them. But I do love that warbler. If you know that warbler and you've seen my logo, you know that's where I kind of got that inspiration. The bird in my logo is a McIlvray's warbler. So I do love them. Would love to see one, get some good footage of one. And yeah, gonna keep going back here because it's starting to get good. Okay, so this is Cascade Canyon. You can see why it's so beautiful, why I love coming back here, and a lot of good stuff to see, not just the birds, but the scenery. There's pika in these boulder fields, marmots, moose, black bear, all sorts of stuff back here, and of course, some incredible fresh water from Cascade Creek. This canyon is a little special because right up there is the Grand and Mount Owen, the two highest peaks in the Tetons. And so like all the Tetons, this one was glacially carved, like all the Tetons, like all the canyons in the Tetons, as well as other mountains nearby. This was glacially carved. And so there was a glacier here. That's what created Jenny Lake. And what makes this one unique is you have stretches of forest and you have stretches of just open boulder fields like this. And it creates a really unique, diverse little ecosystem, microsystem, something like that. But yeah, there's all sorts of good stuff here because the Tetons, the tallest peaks, actually shaded part of that glacier that was here. So that glacier didn't move as quickly as it did once it was like down by the mouth and things like that. So I'm hearing a lot of other bird calls, so let's see if we can find anything. Now that the water's not rushing in my ear. So a lot going on there. I could only really get footage of that ruby crown kinglet, which was pretty awesome. They are hard to catch. I did not have good luck getting them. So happy about that. Also got that Canada goose and a mallard just hanging out along the shore. I'm going to call them an interracial couple, so good for them. And still a lot of other things going on. See a white crowned sparrow right there, but it is going into a bush. So, and then we're coming up on a forest grove right up here. So I'm going to keep seeing what I can get. And yeah, keep moving on. These willows are thick with so much going on. White-crowned sparrows, fox sparrows, all sorts of things coming out. So I'm going to see what else is out here. So that was pretty nice with that warbling vireo, which is now the western warbling vireo. And now I'm headed into this little forest grove. So we're going to see what's back here. Haven't decided quite how far back I'm going to go yet. But yeah, I'll just play it by ear. That's the best way to hike anyway, right? But right back here, I am hearing an olive-sided flycatcher. And I'm not able to see it because it's buried back there somewhere. But that's my first of the season. There it goes. My first of the season for them, so that's always exciting. And yeah, gonna see who else is hanging out back here. Okay, so finally got something good from McGillivray's warbler, which I always love seeing, and that one was perfectly perched up on top of that tree, so wasn't able to get too close to it, but got close enough. So that was really good. Also, just heard a dipper call from down by the creek, and yeah, it's only getting better and better, so I'm gonna keep going basically until I get hungry, and then I should probably turn around. That's a pretty good rule of thumb. I still got plenty of water with me. I haven't really had to touch any yet. Still well hydrated from this morning and full from this morning. So yeah, some gorgeous waterfalls all around. Looking out for the peregrine falcon nest, but I haven't really been able to spot anything unusual yet. So I might just have to ask a ranger or something, or a birding friend. also was not expecting to find a robin building a nest right there on the trail. That was a nice surprise. And yes, just a few other common players, yellow-rumped warblers, ruby-crowned kinglets, and yeah, might as well just keep going, see what else is back here. Okay, fairly certain I just heard a peregrine falcon flying over. Like in 1 second, the sound's over there. In another, it's way over there. And it was definitely high-pitched enough to be a peregrine falcon. Way too high up. The sharp-shinned hawk, which would most likely be in this forest, way too high up for that. Not the same kind of sound either. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I just found me a peregrine falcon. And as you can see, I am finding some snow, so it's not really bad yet. I don't think it's going to get bad unless I head up into the North or South Fork, which didn't really come prepared to do. I have enough food to get me out, but probably not if I go up into the forks, which are stunning. I will do that definitely later this summer when all the snow melts. Getting a little bit farther back, a little higher in elevation, so there's probably going to be a little bit more snow. But I don't think enough to deter me before I get to the fork for the North and the South Forks. But I love coming back here, and you can see why. It's freaking beautiful. So yeah, I'm probably, I don't know, a half mile from the fork. Whether or not I make it back that far, we're just gonna see. But yeah, really glad I got the peregrine falcon. So I'm probably going to go a little bit farther. I could feel I might start getting hungry a little bit soon. That might be a good time to turn around. And yeah, we'll just see. I don't know if you could hear it over the water in that last clip, but there were a couple of golden crowned kinglets calling out from the trees, really high pitched. But I did not get to see them. They were hiding quite well. So I'm going to keep going and getting closer to the fork now. So we'll just see. It is also starting to get pretty warm. I'm probably going to shed this layer really soon. It's about 9:30 in the morning now. It was nice and cool this morning. I started probably around 6 a.m., which is why I've been able to have this trail mostly to myself. But it's definitely getting warmer. So I think when I stop, I'm probably going to shed this layer and yeah, brave the dysphoria. So this is a fun little bit of trivia. You see how these trees are kind of curving out? They're not growing straight up. Also, a lot of young evergreen trees around me. This is the site of an avalanche. At one point, many winters ago, there was an avalanche here, which you can see in some of these older aspen trees that are left over. They got bent, and a lot of the evergreen trees that were here got taken out. And so now you have a lot of newer ones. So, I mean, this was not recent. This looks like it was probably 15 or 20 years ago, but the evidence is still there. It lives for, generations. Well, not generations. A couple of decades at least, to show that there was an avalanche. So if ever you see like bent trees that are going out and then up, that is a good thing to look out for, to know that at one time there was an avalanche there. Okay, so I have found a cozy little spot in the forest here. Right along the trail, there is some running water that you hear from some snow melt. and I'm not really hearing a whole lot else from the forest or the trees, just a lot of the common ones, ruby-crowned kinglets, yellow-rump warblers, chipping sparrows, and I'm starting to get tired, a little hungry, so I am going to stop for lunch. I'm going to take a break here and do a little sit, which is not really a thing, but I'm kind of making it a thing. A little sit, of course, is a shorter version of a big sit, which is a spin-off, is that what you would call it, of a big year. A big year is where you try to see the most birds you can in one area, mostly North America. A big sit is where you just sit for a long period of time and see how many birds you can spot coming by you. I'm doing a little sit. I'm just going to sit here, have some lunch, see what comes by me, and then I'll start heading back out. Okay, so I am on my way out. I had my little sit, and what did I see? Not much. There was a couple of golden crowned kinglets, a couple of yellow rumped warblers, red squirrel, which are the primary squirrels in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem. But yeah, I am on my way out now. Didn't see a whole lot. There is a marmot standing right there. I'm going to try and get him for you. Hi, marmot. Okay, not trying to spook him, but I'm ready to start heading back. So I don't know what else I'm going to see. My battery's starting to get low anyway, so I'm going to try and conserve it and really only see if something new comes out besides an influx of people that I'm seeing. The boat must be running because there's all of a sudden been a few parties passing me going the other way. Some of them looked a little unprepared, which is not uncommon back here, unfortunately. But at any rate, I am on my way out. I've got sunscreen on my face because now I am walking into the sun, which is also going to make it a little bit harder to spot birds and ID them. So, like I said, I'm going to conserve my battery and really only use it if I need it. If I see something different, obviously I'm not going to count a whole bunch of birds on my eBird list that I've already seen potentially. So, yeah, we'll see if anybody decides to pop out on the way back. So I've got probably about 6 miles till I'm back at my car. So let's enjoy the hike out. Alright, so just got a little bit of footage and a photo of that olive-sided flycatcher. Nothing spectacular, way up in a tree, but it was nice to see it up against the cliff, which made for a nice video. So that's something. So I'm going to keep heading out. Just got a new lifer. I just saw a Pacific wren in a tree right over there calling. I got audio of it calling. It's pretty rare here, so I'm going to have to add a description. But I got a great look at it, unfortunately before I got my camera up, but I did get audio recording of it, so I can use that and upload to eBird because they're going to want a little bit of proof more than just like, hey, guess what I saw. So yeah, awesome, new lifer, Pacific wren, definitely glad I came up here. So I am on my way down the equestrian access for Cascade Canyon, which is essentially a little shortcut. It just bypasses Inspiration Point, so it's a little bit quicker. I will have to kind of cut back over in that direction, so I don't know how much of a shortcut it was, but there's usually a lot of slow-going tourists, especially midday like it is now, so I will at least cut some of them out and just kind of be able to go more at my own pace before I connect back up with the main Ginny Lake Loop Trail and head back in. But this is technically a new trail, so Possibly some new birds. I don't expect to get as lucky as I did with another lifer, but dropping down to the forest, you never know what's going to be out. Okay, so back on the main Jenny Lake Loop Trail after going through the boat dock area, which was crowded. Almost had some really good video of a couple of ruby crown kinglets with the little crown all flared up, but people came walking around the corner and scared them away, which is also what happened with the Pacific Wren. So it's definitely a lot more crowded, and that is having some unfortunate consequences with the birding. But the loop trail, it's a little bit quieter. The boat dock is definitely the high concentration area between that and Inspiration Point. So now that we're past that, should be a little bit more mellow. Still gonna be a few more people out, but shouldn't be too bad. So I'm gonna see how long my phone battery lasts. So yeah, obviously back in my car, an awesome hike. Didn't really see much else besides a lot of people, and just because my battery is running low on my phone, I think it's probably time to invest in a good, better vlogging camera that I can have dedicated so I don't have to use my phone. I'll probably do that once I have a little bit more money over the summer. But yeah, a lifer, all sorts of great rarities and other fun birds. So beautiful hike, beautiful terrain. Thank you so much for watching this far. And if you like this, please like and subscribe. Or if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them down below. And I always love answering questions and comments and whatever y'all leave. It's always so lovely to see. But yeah, I will check y'all next time, and have a wonderful rest of your day.